everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Fry Slay. Friday. I love Fridays. This Friday in particular is very exciting for me. Some of you might be shocked because I actually am going into the office and I'm excited to go into the office. We'll talk more about my work later, but I am going in today and I'm excited because we're going on a tour of the recycling facility. I am so excited, and I feel like high school me, when I took AP or science, I was kind of insufferable, like very annoying about how just passionate I was about the earth. And so I feel like I'm kind of getting back to my roots a little bit. So I'm very excited to do that. We're also going to a couple of other places, but the recycling center is the one that I'm very, very excited about. Although I will say I had such a struggle picking out my outfit today because I have to wear closed-toed shoes and I have to wear long pants to go to the recycling center. And I was like, I don't have any shoes that I'm like comfortable getting dirty. And like, these are the only pair of pants I have that go fully down to the ankle that I'm like comfortable wearing to work. I have some other ones, but I'm like, I don't want to wear those to work. So I'm wearing jeans, but it's a Friday, so it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't really matter any day of the week for me, but I'm so excited. I don't think I'm gonna get any footage at the recycling center. I need to head to the office, make some breakfast to bring with me, and then I'll probably just see you after work. Me and Jack are doing like a little date night tonight, which will be really fun because I'm planning it. And I told him yesterday, I was like, this is a really selfish date. Like, don't have your expectations really high because it's just a date that I want to do. Honestly, it's more for me. Like, but hey, I'm planning it, so what do you expect, you know? Anyway, let's go to work. Okay, so it's actually almost 12 hours later. Isn't that crazy? Like, the workday just like flies by. But I did take some pictures at the recycling center. It was honestly just such a fun time. And it of course reignited my love for the environment and recycling and all of that. None of that is new though, but they had like this insane amount of recycling there. Like, the giant pile of recycling was insane. That was crazy, but also very informative. And I'm honestly very excited to see my family tomorrow and show them the pictures and like tell them what I learned, because they know I love recycling and I feel like if I can talk about recycling, I will, you know? And I feel like that was definitely the highlight of today, which I kind of already knew going into it that I would be very excited for that, and I was. We also had such good pizza at work today. It was like New York sliced pizza, so it was like the big slices and like thin crusted pizza, amazing. And then I was so hungry today. I think I said earlier that I had a little date night planned with Jack. We went to Chili's and I was just so hungry that phone did not eat it all. I just, as soon as it went down in front of me, I was like, no, ate the whole thing. I got a triple dipper, which is pretty much what I get every time I go to Chili's, and I ate the entire thing, and that's the first time that I have ever eaten an entire chili triple dipper ever. So that just tells you how hungry I was. But I think I might take a bath now. I have a botched spray tan job on my legs that I'm trying to get off of me, and I feel like everything else on me has faded other than the parts of my legs that look really bad. That's just my look, and I'm like, I've been wearing long pants to kind of hide that. Also, I did change when I came home because I was in a sweater and it's hot out. Obviously, it's summer. Good morning, everyone. I'm making myself a little bagel because I'm actually about to head out. I'm going to my mom's house and then we are running a little errand, and then I think we're gonna go to the flea market. That plan might change though because it's supposed to be really, really hot today. Like, the high is 93 and recently like the heat index has been hitting like 104, 105, which is crazy. So not really whether I want to be outside in. I think I'm also gonna take my coconut cult right now, except I might wait till later. And I've been obsessed with these little immunity shots. I want to make some at home. I just have not made the time to do that because I have a juicer. It's a lot of work. But anyway, just wanted to pop on this morning before I head out. I also really want to pick up my apartment before I leave. I don't know if I'll have time to do that. Probably not, now that I'm looking at the clock, but it's fine. And I did not end up going to the flea market. Something came up, and so we just had less time than we thought we did. And like, it's not really worth it to go to the flea market, but we did run to Target, so that was fun. And I actually picked out this little dress. I'm obsessed with it. I'll either insert a clip, or if I wear this tomorrow, I will show it to you. They only had one left, which I'm honestly not surprised, but I was surprised that they had it in my size. I feel like normally when they have one left, it's never my size. But this is the cutest little summer dress, and recently I've been really, really liking dresses for the summer rather than like shorts and a t-shirt or whatever. I just don't like denim jeans. I feel like they're not comfortable, and I have a good amount of like linen shorts and things like that, but sometimes I feel like they're just so thin that I'm like, can you guys see everything going on? Like, they're just very thin. But when I got home, I ended up taking a 2-hour nap. It was not on purpose. I did wake up in the middle of my nap and I was like, I have anything to do? No. So I just went right back to bed. But it was kind of cute. I had just like laid on my bed and my cat was on my bed with me and we both just took a nap. Like we were out cold. Right now I actually have The Summer I Turned Pretty on the TV. I don't know how I feel about this so far. I mean, I already knew that I would have like strong feelings towards certain characters and like I do. So I read these books and I actually reread them pretty recently and I did that in a video too if you're interested. But yeah, I just don't know if I'm loving it because I have mixed feelings because I'm like, I hope they don't change too much of what happened in the book, but then at the same time there's some things that happen in the book that I'm like, oh, I hope that they change. So we will see. I honestly don't really have plans tonight, but I think I might do my Sunday reset tonight because I was saying earlier I really wanted to pick up and I just never got around to doing that because I ended up just leaving right away. And then tomorrow, which is obviously when I normally do my Sunday reset, we are actually going to Jack's parents and grandparents. We're going to see them because we haven't seen them in a while. Now, I don't know how long we're going to be there, so I want to make sure I get that Sunday reset stuff done. We'll just see how I'm feeling after I finish this episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty. Good morning. I'm having a grand old Sunday morning, drinking my tea. I mean, you probably saw I made this whole pot of tea just for myself. Sometimes when Jack is here, I'll be like, do you want some tea? And we'll kind of share it because I have 2 of these cutie little cups. Got this for Christmas one year, or maybe it was my birthday actually. I can't remember, but my little sister got it for me and I was like, this is perfect. This is right up my alley. But anyways, I was sitting here reading for a little bit. I somewhat almost finished my Sunday reset. There's a couple more things I want to do, but I'm not going to go in depth on that in this video just because I want to do my own like dedicated Sunday reset vlog. But I am kind of giving myself like a slower Sunday. I sat outside a little bit this morning and I read, which was really nice because I actually wanted to go on a sunrise walk this morning. That's not something I've ever done before. But I was like, oh, that sounds like such a fun thing to do because I've gone on sunset walks before, but I don't like to walk alone. So I kind of psyched myself out this morning and I didn't do that. So I ended up sitting on the porch instead, which was fine because I was like, I want to get some outside time in today before it gets super, super hot out. So I still at least got some outside time, which is good. We're in like the thick of summer, so I feel like it's just way too hot for me to sit outside unless I'm at the pool, which that would be fun to go to the pool today. But like I said yesterday, we have some plans today, so I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe we can do that after work later this week. I don't know. Anyways, I meant to say I was just reading and now I am just watching the news, funny enough, while drinking some tea, which I will probably just keep the news on as long as it's on this morning. Like I just like something in the background because Jack is not here right now. When he is not here, I'm like, I need something on in the background. I don't know why I do that. My mom said she does the same thing, which is funny because I'm like, maybe I get it from you. Anyways, I used to do this a lot actually. I would turn on the TV and like drink my morning coffee while watching the news, which was actually something I really enjoyed doing. So I'm like, I wish I could do that now that I'm like going into the office every single day, but I can't do that. Which actually brings me around to a little life update. I started my new job, which I'm loving so much right now. I mean, you guys saw me break out about going to the recycling center, but that's kind of a big little life update and part of the reason why I decided to move to this apartment. I've been wanting to tell you guys that for a while. I mean, I haven't even been working at this new job for that long, but it kind of feels like I'm like jinxing it by saying anything about it on the internet. As are my plans for the rest of the day, I am obviously in my workout clothes. I want to go to the gym before we need to head out. That would be like ideal because I don't know what time we're going to be back here tonight. I also kind of want to run to Aldi because yesterday I was scrolling through Pinterest and Pinterest always does this to me. My Pinterest is full of like, well, it's kind of really a mix of hodgepodge random stuff. It's like clothes, books, and food. mostly. But yesterday I was scrolling and I saw this girl making like mini fruit salads and like putting them in jars to have throughout the week. And I'm like, okay, that seems perfect because I like to have some fruit pretty much every morning, especially when I'm going into the office, because I feel like I get so hungry in the mornings. I don't know why, but I will like eat something here or I'll take it on the go while I'm like heading to work. And then when I'm sitting down at my desk, I'm like, okay, I'm still hungry. So I'll snack on like fruit or something. Anyways, I'm thinking maybe I will run to Aldi maybe and grab some fruit for that. I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling later because I could also just grab some fruit on the way home. I don't know. I am wearing the dress that I got yesterday. I don't know if I'm actually going to wear this tonight because it's a little bit fancier than I kind of want to go for today, but I wanted to show you guys. But I also wanted to show you my summer makeup routine, which for me has just been loving something a little bit lighter weight, and then also I've been loving some cream products. So right now I'm using the Rainforest This E Concealer by Tarte underneath my eyes because it's super lightweight. I don't even know if they still make this anymore because mine is pretty old. I will say I don't do anything crazy for my makeup. I'm very much just like a quick makeup kind of person, especially in the mornings before work. And then I just spot correct using my e.l.f. Hydration Camo Concealer. And then I kind of break the rules here a little bit and I use powder before I go in with my cream products. So I'm setting my under eyes with this L'Oreal True Match powder. And then on my face, I use my Maybelline Super Stay powder foundation. I love powder foundation. It's just so quick and it gives you a little bit more coverage than like a normal powder would. I just do not like to sit and blend my foundation. I'm lazy, and like I said, I just want something quick in the mornings. And then this I feel like is where the summer bit comes in. I've been using High Beam as my highlighter. I have a mini one, and thank goodness I have the mini one because it's starting to clump and I have not finished it. And then I literally just blend that out with my finger. And then I've been using this blush. I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce it, and I kind of use a good amount of blush, but I love blush. So also realized this cream blush stays so much better on me than any other blush that I have tried. Most blushes just kind of fade on my face throughout the day. Well, this one still fades throughout the day, but most of them don't last the entire day. I feel like this one does, but I think that's also because I do this blush and then I also do powder. So I set it with this Tarte blush, ta-da, and then that's literally all I do for face makeup. For eyes, I've been using this Bad Girl Bang by Benefit, and then sometimes we'll use this little e.l.f. widener, yeah, eye widener. That's kind of weird. Anyways, it's just like a white eyeliner and I sometimes put it underneath my eyes and then in the corners. And then eyebrows, I use this e.l.f. little eyebrow pencil. I used to love e.l.f. That's why so much of my stuff is still e.l.f. And then this Revlon Color Stay Brow Fiber. And then finishing touch is this Make It Last setting spray by Maybelline. And I've been obsessed with the Too Faced lip injections. Little lip plumping gloss. I just have the clear one because I feel like with it being lip pumping, it gives me a little bit of like that pink after it plumps my lips. And that is the finished makeup. We just ran to Aldi super quick for a couple of things I'm going to show you because I love watching people's grocery hauls. I got two of these little Pop Z's. They're like the Poppy but Aldi brand. I got a Prime because I've recently been obsessed with drinking these. I don't know why. I got two of these beef jerky. I'm going to take this teriyaki one to work, I think. And then we got these little wraps that we're going to use for quesadillas. Jack wanted Takis, and then we also got Sun Chips. And then we got these buns that we'll probably make turkey sandwiches with for lunches. And then lemon cake. Sour cream is also for the quesadillas that we're going to eat later this week, as is the tomatoes and lime. And then I was telling you guys earlier that I want to make these little fruit jars to take with me to work in the mornings. So I got grapes, strawberries, and these little cuties to make those little jars. We just got back from visiting Jack's parents and I just picked out my outfits for the week. This is a new thing I started doing somewhat recently because I just found it helps me in the mornings if I already have at least somewhat of an idea of what I'm gonna wear, because obviously I set out these outfits and sometimes I try them on and I'm like, don't like this, let me change. But at least I have some options that I can change into, and sometimes it's like, okay, I've already worn this outfit, like I already know I like it. So that makes things a little bit easier and quicker in the morning for me. You can probably tell I am all ready for bed, which means the weekend ends here. But thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!